new study finds working out in the morning is best for people trying to lose weight, and increasing your sleep may not make you more productive. Our medical correspondent, Dr. Corey Hebert, is here to explain these studies and other health news this morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to, think about sleep. You guys don't sleep at all.
That's what I'm saying. An extra 30 minutes I would kill for, and you're saying it's not even going to help me?
Well, that's the deal. See, they did the study to show, like, folks got an extra 30 minutes to an hour of sleep.
Okay.
So you would think that they would, be more rested when they got to their jobs, and they'd have better outcomes and more cognition, that kind of stuff. Well, it didn't come out like that. The study found no benefits, only reduction in the hours worked. And they they compared them to people that got these little power naps. All right, and also these power naps actually produced a lot more productivity in the folks. Now, sleep is very important because it's restorative. Mm-hmm. It makes you so that you can scavenge all the free radicals to decrease your cancer risk, all these types of things. But the issue is, if you are not getting good sleep, if you add an hour or 2 hours to that, it's not going to be as good for you. Meaning, like you mentioned earlier, if your kids will keep coming in during those 2 hours and waking you up and not letting you get into REM sleep, then that type of sleep is just not good. So we want you to remember, we want you to decrease your stress. We want you to have much better sleep hygiene. That means we don't want you to use a bunch of screens before you go to sleep. We don't want you watching TV. We don't want you to have all these night lights. We don't want you to drink Coke. We don't want you to do all those things.
I do every single thing you just said.
Before you go to sleep, we want you to go to sleep the same time every night. All those things are really good for sleep hygiene.
Okay. If you're trying to lose weight, you should work out in the morning. Why?
Okay, so I want anybody to work out anytime, okay? I mean, because when we're talking to our folks in New Orleans, we don't work out. We think going to Audubon Park with a smoothie and walking around like this, hey, how you doing? Sauntering around Audubon Park for 30 minutes is a workout. We're talking about vigorous workout, okay? So what does that mean? The best time to work out, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Why? And that's because your body is already in fasting, right? And so you're trying to decrease your BMI. The people in this study actually had a decreased BMI if they worked out 7 to 9 a.m. So it burns fat when you're already in a fasting state in the morning instead of the carbohydrates. And then when you start that metabolism early in the morning like that, what happens? That means it stays up throughout the day longer than if you work out right before you try to go to sleep, because then you go to sleep, right? And you're not actually working out. So if you do it early, it becomes a part of your routine, and then you will actually probably do it more. So I don't want to discourage people if you are working out in the middle of the day or in the evening. If you're not getting good sleep, don't work out right before bed, because that is a difficult thing. But I want you to do something. You don't actually have to have you don't have to go to a health club. You can just grab a couple of weights from Walmart and then just work your arms out. We know you got to move it or you're going to lose it. Your joints are like these mechanical things, and if you don't actually keep them lubricated by moving them, then they are going to get stiff. And then your boy, Arthur, will call you in the morning. You know Arthur? Arthritis. All right? Arthur will call you, and you don't want to be awakened by Arthur.
You definitely don't.
Not
that sounds horrible. All right, there's another vaping study underway. We've heard for a long time vaping's worse than smoking. What are we learning?
Yeah, I'm concerned that you're going to see a TV commercial in the next 5 years from the law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, and they're going to say, if you've been vaping, then we're going to get you some money here, okay? Vaping is not good, folks. It's not good. We know that vaping, the things that you put in those vapes, they are not regulated by the FDA. The flavoring, the diacetyl, those things cause lung disease, asthma. You can even have explosions because these devices are electric, right? So we don't want you to do this. But we got a study looking at this now, because we know that cigarettes cause heart disease. But we got some preliminary studies to show that vaping does as well, but we don't know. So this study is going to take 18 months to complete. But I'm telling you, folks, the problem with vaping, you can do it anywhere. It's not regulated. You incinerate things in your lungs, and I'm telling you, you start earlier. And when you start earlier and these things are bad, this is something I do not want anybody to start, because it's much worse for you, we think, than smoking.
Yeah, it's so convenient. Okay.
Absolutely.
Dr. Hebert, thank you very much. And Dr. Hebert, of course, visits us every Tuesday on the Eyewitness Morning News. If you've missed any of these updates, you can get his expert opinion on our app, YouTube page, and our website, WWLTV.com. All right, time's